Hello, Ms. DeVos here, and we are working on lesson 4.4, working on the different forms of an equation. Let me change the color up for us a bit. There we go. All right, so we're working on point-slope form, slope-intercept, and standard form. So the first thing on example B is that the line passes through those 2 points. So we need a couple specific things about we need to determine a couple of specific things about this line before we get too far along. First off, we have to find out what is the slope. So if you recall, slope is y2 minus y1 all over x2 minus x1. So now let's designate our 2 points, x1, y1, x2, y2. I do this to help me keep from making as many mistakes. So substituting my numbers in, 2 minus 8 all over negative 5 minus 6. So that simplifies to my slope being a negative 6. It's supposed to be a 6 over negative 11. Negative divided by negative becomes a positive 6 over 11. So that's my m. Now if you recall from point slope formula, y minus y1 is equal to m times x minus x1. So I need to substitute my slope in for this line, and I pick one of my points for x1 and y1. So with that information and x1 and y1 up here, we'll get started. So y minus y1, in this case 8, is equal to m, which we found to be 6 over 11, times the quantity x minus x1, which is 6. So at this point, that is my point slope formula. Now the next step says write it in slope intercept. And if you happen to recall, slope intercept, y equals mx plus b. So I need to write my equation, linear equation in the form y equals mx plus b. So we need to do some work here with this one. First off, we have grouping symbols we need to deal with. Y minus 8 is equal to, so distribute 6/11. So lovely little fraction. And then 6/11 times a negative 6. So 6/11 times negative 6. Fortunately, multiplying fractions, we have to multiply straight across. Negative 36 over 11. And now I put that back into my equation there. But of course, we got to do a little bit more work, simplifying and such. Remember, the idea is to get y equals everything else. So now let's add 8 to both sides. So y is equal to 6/11 x. I've got negative 36 over 11. And I have this plus 8. So I need to convert 8 into 11ths so that I can work it out. So what number divided by 11 gives me 8? 88. Of course, we've got to simplify now for my final answer. Y equals 6/11x plus 52 over 11. And that is my slope-intercept form. One more step now for standard form. If you happen to recall, standard form says that we cannot have any fractions or decimals. So I need to do some work on this. Standard form ax plus by is equal to c. So I've got to deal with this fraction. So what can I multiply this equation here by to get rid of these fractions? Well, I hope you said 11. So I need to multiply all of this by 11. And then I got to put it in standard form. So 11y, and then 11 times 6 is 66.